Hi everyone. Where are we today? Wednesday. Happy Wednesday and happy July. 1st of July. Moving into second part of the year. Sure. I think what we need to do is kind of really let the first half of the year go and almost act as if that never happened. And we start from fresh for the next 6 months. I hope you're all doing well. Let me know what your goals are for July. Let me know what you're looking to achieve in your Jeff flow. Like I said, I'm always open to requests and questions. So I'd love to hear from all of you. As you can see, all my Jeff stuff has arrived. So I've got my Jeff banner, I've got my Jeff swag, socks, and I am absolutely loving it. It's so comfy and it's the nicest fabric. I'm going to have to hide my socks away from my partner because I know he's going to steal them. But yeah, check out the Jeff swag. It's really comfy. And it's kind of not official if you don't have the socks, I've noticed. So if you have any questions, just leave a comment or send us a message and we'll let you know how to get your hands on some Jeff swag. Hi, Belinda. Welcome. Nice to see you here. Hi, everybody. Pop in. Let me know how you're doing, how you're feeling. This week is all about hips. So getting our hips moving, working on the mobility around the hips and the pelvis, circulation around that area, obviously the pelvic bowl that houses our lower digestive system, our reproductive organs. So just working in and around that area. Hallo Bells, lekker om jou te sien. Ek hoop jy het tyd om nou klas te doen. Hi Roz, happy Wednesday. If I remember correctly, you weren't live. Were you live with us yesterday? There was a day today you said you were going to catch up on class. How was that class for you? I hope you enjoyed it. Today we continue with the theme of hips. So kind of all around the hips, hip flexors, going, obviously the glutes are right there, big part of the hips. The hamstrings connected to the glutes, the thigh muscles, and the lower belly, that whole area. So not only stretching it, but strengthening it a little bit more as well. And then, of course, though, today, Wednesday, is our top-up stretch class. So it is a little slower. We hold a little longer, and we try to get a little deeper. With that in mind, not overstretching. So kind of pushing yourself to your edge is good. You want nice full deep breaths and you want to feel the stretching in the belly of the muscle. So not at any of the original insertion points of where the muscle kind of starts and ends, but in the kind of the thick, the bulk of the muscle. So if at any time you're feeling any kind of pain, please back off. No sharp pains. Intensity is welcome in stretching, but definitely not pain. Welcome, Michael. Are you joining or are you catching up later? I know a lot of the times you just pop in to say hi and then catch up the class later. I know you were catching up yesterday's class, I think. How did that go for you? Hi, Rita. Happy Wednesday. Hoop het gaan goed. Roz. Mr. Intermediate. Okay. How did that go for you? Did it feel good? Last week was back bends, a lot of back bends, a lot of chest openers, a lot of work around our shoulders. This week, we're kind of giving the upper torso a little bit of a break, even though most parts of the body move throughout all classes. So in any of these practices, you're going to get a good full body stretch and a good full body move around. But of course, we try and have a focus in our practice and then really kind of work around that pose or area or movement that we choose. Hi, Joel. Lovely to have you. I hope you're ready to get into your hips today. I was saying yesterday, the hips don't lie. And just remembering that I always say with big muscles, like big joints, come big emotions. So be nice and gentle with yourself throughout the practice today. Notice what comes up for you. Notice if there are any emotions, or if you kind of switch into agitation or irritation, then just note that. No judgment, no attachment, but try and then use your exhales to just kind of blow all of that out. And those are the kinds of lessons we learn on our mat. And in these poses that are more challenging is, how do we calm our system? How do we kind of not gain control, but gain focus when we're in intensity, right? So on our mat, it's intensity of the physical body. When we're off our mat, it's intensity in our everyday work, or our everyday activities or everyday situations. And how do we train ourselves and take the lessons off our mat to really be able to stay clear and to stay focused in situations that are intense and kind of heightening our agitation or irritation or anxiety levels. Hi, Kelly. Welcome back again. Nice to see you here. I think you'll enjoy today's class. Joel, looking forward to a good stretch. Good. Nice to hear that. Today is going to be a lot of hip work, kind of moving the femur bones around. So a little bit of play with the abdominals, getting some nice bit of massage into the lower belly as well. Slight activation around the glutes and so on. So see how you go. Like I always say, I just said a little while back as well, please don't overstretch. I know this is a stretch class. I don't know if stretching would always be the right word, but you can kind of see it as stretching or finding a little more length and space in your muscles and in your body. So basically, if you've been kind of curling in your bicep, curling in your bicep, curling in your bicep the whole week, and that's all your muscles, kind of really contracting, then today is about going, okay, let's give that muscle a little bit of love. Let's let that muscle relax a little bit and just release any tension buildup that might be in that muscle. And again, the bigger the muscles, the more intense, right? So today we're in and around the hips, the glutes, the pelvis. So deep, full breaths, and enjoy it. Today is the first day of July, guys. Who is signed up for their full membership? I'd love to hear who is signed up for one-on-ones. Let me know what your goals are in the comments below. Let me know what your flow goals are. And then, of course, when you guys are posting your calendars for July, I want to see at least 3 flow classes a week in those calendars, right? So rest and mobility, restorative work is just as important as that strengthening and toning and more high energy, kind of high intensity work that we're all doing as well. So can't wait to see what you guys have planned for the rest of July. And then, of course, like we always do in these classes, setting an intention specifically for your flow class for this month. So we've all got our goals and all of that. With a high intensity, this is a little bit different. These goals or intentions are a little bit different. It's almost like you can create a kind of mantra for yourself, or just, simple language, something that sits well with you internally for the rest of the month. All right, guys, I think we got a minute or so left. So let's see if another person or two join so they can start right from the beginning of practice. In the meanwhile, you will need 2 cushions today, potentially. I just give that option. You might not need it at all. You might need 4 pillows. But just for where we're going, I would say there's might be the need for 2 cushions. So just see how you go, and let's take it from here. All right, guys. So I'm going to keep my Jeff socks on just for another minute or two because it's freezing here. And we're going to come into kind of a kneeling seat, what we call Vajrasana, where you're sitting on your shins. You can always pop a cushion underneath your buttocks if you feel like you need a bit of space behind the knees, if that's more comfortable for you. All right. And if this really doesn't work in the flexion of the knees, then you could sit in an easy cross-legged seat. Let's take a loop of the shoulders up, back, and down. And then I'd like you to place the back of your hands on your thighs as you close your eyes. Draw the shoulders back, lift the crown of the head up to the ceiling. Start to draw lower belly slightly back and in. And then just in this very symmetrical, very grounded shape, I'd like you to run through a little full body scan. So just feeling from your toes, the feet and the heels potentially connected to the buttocks, your calf muscles, your knees, the thighs. Feel how the thigh bones move back into the hips, the pelvis, your sit bones grounding down, your lower belly, up to your rib cage, and your chest and your collarbones that broaden. Your shoulders that are heavy and relaxed, your upper arms, elbows, lower arms and hands, the palms of the hands open to receive. Moving up to your neck as you lengthen the back of the neck slightly, your jaw, your teeth, top row of teeth parallel to the floor. The skin is soft across the face, the eyeballs are soft, the eyebrows and forehead is soft. Feel the entire scalp around the skull, and your skull that houses the brain. And so you're completely present in your body. Start to deepen your breath. And we move in our physical body to release tension, to connect, to strengthen, and to let go of what does not serve us. And we move through our body to create space not only externally but more internally within ourselves. And we move our bodies to increase our capacity to hold that space for ourselves and for others. And we move in our body to create time to be present and to make time to really get to know ourselves and where we are today. And so 1st of July, I'd like you to set an intention or a short affirmation or a short mantra, simple language for yourself that will be your theme for the month of July throughout your flow practices. An affirmation like, I am calm and connected. Or an affirmation like, I am strong, I am grounded. Perhaps I am happy, I am free. Or I am light. Whatever it is you'd like. And then after practice, I'd like you to write that down on your calendar to include it in your month of July. Beautiful. Bringing your hands to your heart space. Bow your head and just seal that intention in. And you can keep your chin to your chest, But just allow your hands down to your thighs now. You could open your eyes. As you keep your chin down, start to feel a stretch through the back of the neck. And then you'll bring the crown of your head up. And then raise your chin to stretch open the throat. Do that twice more. Really simple. Chin down to chest. And then opening the throat. Last one here, chin to chest. And opening the throat. Nice. Bring the head to neutral. Allow right ear to soften to right shoulder. And then lower your chin. Feel the stretch move more towards the back of the neck. Roll the left ear to left shoulder. And draw the chin up. And then bring the head all the way up to center. Change direction or change sides. Left ear to left shoulder. Tuck your chin and you feel the stretch move to the back of the neck. And then as you go, letting the head move all the way around, right ear to right shoulder. And then bring the head all the way up. Nice. Take a little look over your left shoulder. Bring the head back. And then over to your right. And back to center. We'll meet in a forward fold, so if you've still got your socks on, now would be a good time to remove them. Even though I don't want to, I wish I could live in my socks or whatever. You could place your cushions to the side if you were using cushions. And then simply tuck the toes under really slowly now. And you could start to straighten out the legs a little. And keep them quite bent, hip distance apart at first. Just allow the head to soften down. Lifting sit bones quite high, even if your knees are bent. And then you could kind of take opposite elbow with opposite hand. Allow yourself just to drip pretty heavy down. Maybe bending and stretching into the legs. So, yes, this is a lead practice, but you know your body best. So, if there's any kind of shape, especially to the more advancing practitioners in these practices, if there are any other specific shapes or variations that you prefer to take, then maybe start off with what I'm guiding you through, and then you could always maybe veer off just a little bit. And let's come back to center. Pause in stillness. Take a halfway lift and heel toe your feet apart for a squat. So bring yourself to sit down. So your heels might not be on the floor. Your heels might be lifted, that's fine. Try and bring your elbows inside your knees. Remember, you're not completely warm yet, but just see how that feels around the hips. Draw lower belly in and draw the crown of the head up. So once your body gets used to this kind of squat position, it really becomes like one of the best positions. My family always laughs at me because I'm squatting all around the house all the time, just because it feels so nice, just to release around the hips. All right, so we're going to interlace the fingers, bring our hands on top of our head. This is a strong glute activation, and then we're going to stretch into the belly and the digestive system. So press down into your feet, reach up, stretch the legs, stretch the arms, and then lift the heels and stretch out the belly. Nice. Let the heels lower, let the hands lower, and slowly sit yourself back down. 2 more like that. Press into the feet, draw lower belly up, lift your heels, stretch out the arms, and then heels to lower, hands to lower, bend the knees, Sit all the way back down. Did we do 2 now? Let's do 1 more. Come all the way up. Stretch the arm. When in doubt, do another round. Lift the heels, stretch the arms. And then hands to head. Sit all the way back down. Nice. Release your arms. And then we'll take a little twist to our right. So right hand behind you. Left knee moves down, so you could either be to the inner left ankle or you're going to keep those left toes tucked under, up to you. And then you're going to twist across, hooking left arm over right thigh and over to your right. Look forward. Take yourself all the way around to the other side again. Hook elbow, looking to your left. Bring your gaze forward and come back into your squat. I know it's intense, guys. We're going to change the interlace of the hands. We're going to do again 3 rounds, so stay with me. Press into your feet. Lift yourself up. Lift your heels. Stretch out the belly. And then heels lower. Arms bend. Sit yourself down. 2 more. Press into your feet. Lift your heels. Wake up your thighs. Stretch your arms. And then heels down. Hands down. Bring yourself all the way to sit. Last one here. Stay with me. Slow movements. I hope you're not holding your breath. And then heels down. Good job, everyone. Hands down. Sit yourself down into your squat. Beautiful. Release your hands forward. Lift your buttocks now and heel toe your feet apart. Full prasarita, a wide-legged forward fold. So my feet are in line with one another. My toes are turned forward and my heels back. I'm not only leaning back into my heels, my weight's a little forward so that my front body wakes up a lot so that my back body can release. Okay, so from here, maybe you're a little high like this. You could just allow your head to soften down. Or hands can slide down the hamstrings, the knees, the calf muscles. Maybe you're reaching towards your ankles and you just take a nice stretch down. Let's come into a halfway lift. And then we're going to move to swivel to like a pyramid pose over to our right leg. So we're going to walk across. I'm going to lift my left heel and I'm going to swivel so that my right foot is parallel to the long edge of my mat. My back heel is lifted. I'm trying to level off my hip line as much as possible. Maybe that's where you stay. 2 strong straight legs. I'm getting a nice stretch underneath the ball of that left foot. Or you could start to walk your hands forward, maybe soften down a little more. Nice. Let's take 3 more breaths here. This is the stretch class, so feel for stretching but not overstretching, and don't lock out into your joints. So there's a firmness around this right knee. Beautiful. Look forward. Come into a lunge. Lower your back knee. So it's quite a long lunge now. My front knee stacked above my ankle. I'm getting this beautiful opening in the front of my left thigh. I'm drawing my belly in. And I'm going to draw myself all the way up. Anjayasana, facing forward. Nice. Let's bring the hands behind us. Interlace your fingers and then roll the shoulder caps back. Open up the chest. 1 more full deep breath here. Nice. And then release the hands. Bring them forward. Like a little half Hanuman variation, untuck your back toes. See, and before we move, uh, this is when, so I might not call it every time, but if you need extra padding, these are the poses where you'll quickly grab your cushion, pop it under your knee if you feel like you need it. Okay, we'll move ourselves back to bring our left buttock to our left heel. I'm curling my right toes back equally through pinky and big toe side. And then again from there, you could reach your arms forward and soften down. Full, deep breaths. Nice. Let's look forward. Walk yourself back forward into your lunge. But this time, little baby Hanuman, so that's our half Hanuman, little baby Hanuman, as you slide left shin in. Press firmly into your left shin and your right foot. Reach both arms up. And then you'll twist to your right. So right fingertips behind you. I'm trying to just twist from the navel and get some movement in the upper spine. Again, deep, full breaths. Unravel back forward. We'll work into a little standing split. So bringing your hands forward, bring your weight onto your right leg and start to raise the left leg upwards. Okay? Because we're playing around with our hips a little bit, we're going to open the hips in this version today. And you can really allow yourself to kind of sink down to the floor. Taking a halfway lift. You're going to start to draw your left heel to your buttocks and then really open up here. So if that's enough for you today, you could stay here. Or holding your balance, bend into your right knee. I like to bend everything. Then draw your heel back, open your chest. And if you can, start to straighten out your front leg. Oh, so nice. We'll find 3 full breaths here. Nice. Without slingshotting, release. Again, bend everything and then level off that left hip. So take a moment here, use your abdominals, come back into this shape. Flex your left foot and almost like a pistol squat, send that left foot forward, ground down. Reach both arms up. And then we twist again. Right hand behind you, left arm to the inside, and you're twisting over to your right. Curl your left toes back. Deepen your breath. Beautiful. Come back forward, unravel. So we reverse that back into our standing splits. So it feels a little tricky. Use your hands where you need to lift. Bring that foot back. Move into your standing splits, level hip line this time as you just sink down. Step your left foot all the way back for a long lunge. And then we'll move into our runner's lunge. So the right foot out to the side, diagonally out to the corner of your mat. Hands to the inside. Choose where you stay. You could stay here. Little different variation is to lower that knee. You'll just get a different feeling in the stretch. Okay, for those who want to work with me, we're keeping back knee off the ground. And we're allowing both hands to lower down, or both elbows. We'll just stay 2 or so breaths here. Nice. And then come up. And then you'll kind of keep your right leg where it is. Walk yourself to the left and then stretch into the front of that left leg, in and around that right hip. I'm right on my fingerprints. And then bring yourself back through to center. And then we'll bring ourselves back to Prasarita. So now adjust yourself as you must. Again, hands could go down the back of the legs. And then you can fold yourself all the way down. Relax through your shoulders and your neck. Wake up the thigh muscles, the kneecaps, the lower belly. Nice, come all the way up. And then we'll take that all to the other side. So walking across, remember my left toes turn out, my right heel lifts up. So now your feet should be on parallel tracks. I might be a little long compared to my other side, so I'm going to adjust. Getting a nice stretch in the neck of each toe on the right side. Reaching my arms forward, I'm going to soften down on my left. Watching, not locking out into your left knee, but strong right leg. And then I'm looking to lengthen from my lower back. So it's from the lower back that I want to bring belly to thigh. I'm not too worried about my nose touching my shin. I could soften my head down. I'm really trying to feel the back of the legs. My inner hip bones drawing slightly in and back. My face really relaxed. Let's take 2 more breaths. Nice. And then you'll look forward. Bring yourself forward into that nice long lunge. Press into your front foot. Anjayasana, both arms reach up. Both my hips are facing forward. I've got a slight activation in this right glute. And then I'm going to bring my hands behind me. Interlace my fingers, roll my shoulder caps back and lift up through the chest. I'm not gripping down with my left toes. I'm not clenching into my jaw. And I'm drawing my front body slightly back. Beautiful. Slowly release. Untuck your back toes. Take your hips all the way back to bring right buttock to right heel. Lift the chest for a moment and send your sit bones back. Draw the pinky toe side back as much as the big toe side. Again, lift a little bit. And then from there, you'll take yourself forward. Full inhales. Full exhales. Let's look up. Bring yourself forward. Slide that right shin in. Draw both arms up. And then take that twist to your left now. So left fingertips behind you. Drop your left hip down a little if you can. And then open your shoulders to the left. Take your neck as far as feels comfortable. 3 full breaths. Nice. Look forward. Unravel. Remember, we're moving into that standing split now. So press into your front knee, or front foot rather. Raise your back leg. Next, we're playing with the hips. We're going to move into an open hip variation. Strong straight back leg at first. And then again, you can either just stay here and pull that right heel back, or bend everything, reach for your right ankle, kick back first. Once you found your balance, you will straighten out your left leg maybe and kick open. 3 full breaths. Nice. Reverse. We all meet kind of in that standing split, kind of slash with a half moon. Let's bend everything. Close off the hips. Suck the lower belly in here. Suck it in, suck it in, suck it in. Draw right knee to chest. Flex right foot. And then send that foot through. Come to sit. Both arms up. And again, it's your twist. So now you can use those left fingertips to help you sit up a little more. Right arm can help you to perhaps twist a little more. And your right leg is really active. Unravel. And now remember, we're moving back into our standing splits. So hands could come behind you, might not need hands at all. Otherwise, reaching forward all the way up, move into that standing split now with level hips so that we can step back into a nice long lunge and prepare for our runner's lunge. So left foot out to the side. Maybe that's where you pause. If you took the knee down variation, move down onto your knee. Otherwise, wake up your right thigh, come down onto your forearms, and then hold here. Nice, let's come up. Then it doesn't matter which shape you're in, you're going to walk yourself to the right, kind of press into your fingertips, stretch through the left rib cage, and splitting your legs apart. Come back through to center. And then walk yourself all the way to Prasarita again. Feel for the legs and then lower yourself down. Okay, bringing yourself all the way up to stand with your Prasarita legs. Remember, your toes, you can have a look at the lines of your mat. You want your feet to be equal. Bringing your hands behind you. Interlace the hands, roll the shoulder caps back, and then move back into your Prasarita. Take a halfway lift. Change your interlace and then move back down when you're ready. And then hands to the lower back. All right, bring your hands underneath your shoulders. And then this is where you might need both cushions. So you're going to have to see how you go. I like to move myself back on my mat a little bit. You're going to come down onto your knees, right? Knees are split. And then your shins are parallel to the short edge of your mat. So intense in the hips, the shape. You can take your knees as far apart as feels comfortable. And then your hips want to be in line with your knees. Okay, so then you can come down onto your forearms. I'm going to take myself back just a little more so you guys can see. Inner ankles are on the floor, taking it as wide as feels good. And then I'm going to hold here. So for me, moving slightly back and forward, I can really feel the intensity of the shape. Your toes are turned out, your ankles are flexed. Here you might need a cushion under each knee. It can be a little sensitive when you really get used to the contact of your body on the floor. But it does get better. Eventually you don't really, I don't know if it's not really that you feel it, but I think your body just doesn't recognize it as that much pain or anything. Okay, let's take a few more breaths here. If you want, trying to take your knees a little further apart. And then watch for leaning too far forward or too far back. There is a sweet spot / intense spot that you'll very easily feel. You can soften your head. Let's all take 5 more breaths here. Okay, then we're going to move into a really wide knee child's pose. So for this, I like to bring my knees just a little closer than what they were now. I untuck my toes, bring my big toes to touch behind me, bring my buttocks to my heels now, perhaps cushion on the heels, and then reach your arms forward, allow your forehead to soften down. Bring yourself up. And then you're going to extend your right leg out, slide your left foot in, so that the left heel is kind of in line with the pubic bone, and the right leg is out to the side. Draw both arms up. Nice. Take a simple twist across your bent knee. Come back to center. Take a twist across your right leg. And then keep your hands as they are, but look forward. Slide your left hand down. Maybe you reach onto the outside of your right foot. Bring your right arm across. And then fold forward over right leg. And then you'll rise up. Bring your left hand behind you. Slide your right foot back. You're going to press onto your left shin. Push your hips forward. Get a nice stretch in the right side body. Raise your right arm up. Don't lock into your left elbow. And then bring that right hand behind you. Adjust as you must. And curl open to the ceiling. Come all the way back down. And then you'll simply switch. Bending right, extending left, drawing your right heel in line with the pubic bone, left foot's nice and active, arms draw up. And then take a twist to your right. Back to center, arms up. And a twist to your left. Now remember, we're keeping our hands as they are so we can look forward. Slide your right hand down. Left arm comes up over and across. And then again, you fold yourself down. then come all the way up. Right hand moves behind you, left foot moves behind you. Press onto your right shin, send your hips forward. Reach your left arm up, little bend in right elbow. Left elbow bends and you opening, pulling space. Left side body, descending line of the colon. Take 2 more breaths. Beautiful. And then release all the way down. Butterfly pose, bringing soles of the feet together. Hands wrap around the toes. Encourage your knees down. Lift the chest. Maybe you make a little more of a diamond shape. And then take your heart. I like to take my elbows in front of my shins. Forward, 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 forward before moving down. Slowly come up. All right, taking Upavishta, so taking the legs out. They're not on their widest, it's about a 90-degree. You're trying to really sit on your sit bones so you could lift the fleshy parts of your buttocks, not apart, but like a little bit up. It really helps to tilt the pelvis forward. Legs are active. They don't need to be straight. They could be a little bent. And then I like to push into my fingertips so I can push myself forward, 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 forward as far as I can go. From there, you might reach for the outer blades of the feet. See how you go. You could rest your arms in front. You could stack your fists. We'll just take 5 full breaths here. You can reach your arms forward, head to the floor. And then come all the way up. So we'll cross the legs, but this time we're not crossing at the ankles. We're crossing at the shins, so you get a lot more opening in the hips. For those who can move into fire log, remember it's not a half lotus. So I'm not drawing my foot into the crease of the hip, but in fact, I'm flexing that ankle and it's on top of my left knee. I arrange my sit bones so that my shins are stacked. Okay, if you're not stacking, then move your feet away from one another so that the soles of the feet are pretty much in line with your knees. Otherwise, if you're stacking and you feel like you want some support, you could put a cushion there, raise up, and then you'll fold yourself forward over your legs. And again, we'll take 5 full breaths. Don't rush, but when you finish with your 5 breaths, you'll release, and then you'll simply switch. So now it's either left foot in front, moving the feet apart so that you crossed a mid-shin, or you're stacking, bringing your flexed left ankle onto your right knee, readjust your sit bones, maybe you put a cushion under that left knee, arms can reach up, and you'll fold forward. We'll take those 5 full breaths. Stay in the intensity. 2 more breaths. Nice. And then come out. Release that foot. Bring yourself to lie down all the way onto your back, placing both feet flat on the floor, hip distance apart. Bring both arms up and over your head, press into your feet, and then just take a nice stretch open of the belly. Slowly roll the spine down, draw arms and legs up, and then just move through a few little wrist rolls, ankle rolls. Let the arms and the legs drain. All right. Hug your knees into your chest. And then last little bit of hips here. We'll move into like a supine cow face pose. So we're going to cross our right knee over our left. Flex your ankles and send your feet again away from one another. You'll lift up. Right hand goes to the outer blade of left foot. Left hand to the outer blade of right foot. You're pulling your feet apart. And then if you can, bring your head back down. So nice in that outer right hip. I'm trying not to hold any tension in my face or my shoulders or my collarbones. Beautiful. Slowly release. And other side, left over right. Okay, flex the ankles. I've got a pretty much a 90-degree between my thigh bone and my shin bone. I'm reaching up, left hand to outer right foot, right hand to outer left foot. Separate the legs. Bring yourself to lie back down. Keep a flex in the knee, keep a flex in the ankles. Draw the lower belly in and try and bring the whole spine down to the floor. So the tighter your outer buttock, the more the tailbone will want to curl up off the mat. Beautiful, and slowly release. Place the feet back down. Take one more bridge pose as you raise your hips, reach your arms back. And slowly roll your spine down. Stretch your feet forward. Let your knees soften. Take your feet out to the side. You can bring your hands either side of you, palms face up. And you'll prepare for your Shavasana, your final resting pose. A time to integrate the practice, a time to feel the aliveness in your body. Keep the collarbones broad. Keep the back of the neck long. You can take a nice full breath in through the nose now. Hold the fullness of the breath. And when you need to exhale, long out through the mouth. Shavasana. start to reach your arms up above your head and kind of just let your arms rest behind you. If you're able to stay a little longer, you're welcome to do so. If you need to move on with your day, start to move your body a little more, your fingers, your toes, until you've got both knees into chest. Enjoying your right arm above you, just rolling onto your right shoulder and then slowly bringing yourself up to sit. So choosing to either finish or close your practice as we started in Vajrasana or an easy cross-legged seat. Bringing both hands in front of the heart space as a gesture of balance, as a gesture of drawing into ourselves and acknowledging our center. Bow your head down. Bring your affirmation, intention, mantra right into your awareness. Feel it move through your entire being. And thank you all for sharing your practice today. And I enjoyed it as always. And I look forward to our next session together. Have a beautiful day. Thank you, everyone. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope your hips and the legs are feeling a little looser. Always encourage you guys to take as long a Shavasana as you like. So a bit difficult if I start chatting now, but perhaps that's when you just switch your phone or your device off and allow yourself an extra 5 minutes or so just to take that Shavasana. So lovely to have all of you here. I see Liesel was here earlier on. Let me know how that was, guys. Let me know how it felt in your body. So nice to have you all here. Adele, your first. That was a good first. A good first. Got into all the corners there. I hope you enjoyed it, Adele. Thank you for joining. And I hope to see you back later on in the week or tomorrow. Namaste, Roz. Thank you for joining as always. Lovely to have you here. Well done, everyone. Even if you're not doing the session live, if you're doing it in your own time at home, I hope you enjoyed that. Let me know if you have any questions. Tomorrow we are back to beginners at 5:30. Friday 12:30 is our intermediate class, so that's where we just up level a little bit more. Beginners is more foundation, alignment, learning the poses, learning the practice, and then intermediate is a little less guidance on the basics and a little more guidance into going deeper into your practice and a few more sort of advanced poses and practices. Love this. What a great stretch. Yay, Zan. I'm glad you enjoyed that. Yeah, I feel stretched all around 360. Jill, so good to get into those hips and glutes. I love that phase. I know, Jill, that cow face pose at the end is like nemesis and friend, but it is really, really good, especially, for us who are cycling or doing a lot of high intensity with squats and those kinds of things, just to give those big muscles a bit of a stretch. We also release a lot of tension out of those muscles. We can hold a lot of emotion in and around the pelvis and the muscles, the bigger muscles, the glutes, the thighs. So really nice hit in them, and allow yourself to really breathe through these practices, guys. The more you hold in and internalize, like it's the opposite that you want to be doing in your yoga practice. So we want to be expanding, we want to be exhaling, we want to be letting all of that go. That was epic. Thank you so much. such a big pleasure, Rita. I'm glad it was epic. That can only mean good things, and that your body actually really enjoyed the practice. In the end, that's really what it's all about: is you and your body connecting and discovering and feeling and communicating. Our bodies are always talking to us constantly, every day in different ways. And when we become quiet enough to listen, we really get kind of fed all the information from our bodies that we need to know. So yeah, thanks so much everyone for joining. And again, like we were saying earlier on, 1st of July, do you have your membership? I know a lot of the classes are obviously free on the platform. We want you guys to join. We want you to invite all your friends and family. Bring people in who might have had really bad experiences in public spaces or gyms, and are just like, gym's not for me. Maybe bring them to a flow class. Maybe bring them to do a stretch class. Bring them to one of the high intensity classes, and let them see how it feels to do it from, the safety of their own home. And then, of course, we have the cooking with Coach Adrian on Wednesdays. And so when you sign up for the 200 Rand membership, it helps us to offer you guys as many things as we can. I mean, besides looking at all the new stuff that you guys are bringing to us, all the feedback, all the inspiration, we want to get more and more and more to you. So by paying the 200 Rand per month, you're supporting our platform, you're supporting our team. We've got a lot of guys behind the scenes working tirelessly to make Jeff the best new gym. And then, of course, the flow sessions with me 5 days a week, so important. Recovery, mobility, movement, relaxing through our bodies and our minds. And then we have the Jeff Ed sessions, which are our little extra bits that we put in. If you're signed up to the membership, you have access to the guided runs. You have access to information that you wouldn't get if you're just a free member on the platform. You get access to the WhatsApp groups. So it's really, really worth it. It gives you a little bit of an up. It gives you those reminders. It keeps you a little bit more accountable for yourself and for your dedication. And then, of course, if you want to level all the way up, that's your one-on-ones. So if you're not sure what the one-on-ones are about, go have a look at our page. You'll see multiple testimonials. You can comment, you can ask, you can chat to the coaches, find out if it's the right thing for you. And yeah, guys, I wish us all a wonderful July. Let's look at this the next 6 months with a fresh view, with a beginner's mind, with an open heart, dedication, focus, discipline. And I look forward to seeing you guys every day, Monday to Friday. Sending you all lots of love. I'll see you soon, Adele. Thank you, Belinda. Lovely having you guys all here. Have a beautiful Wednesday, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Cheers.